Hello everybody, my name is Corey Rosen, and this is the second episode of The Story Single Reviews, a show where we showcase 3 different singles from artists in the local area, and we give them some reviews, some critique, and showcase their music. Today I have a super awesome guest, Miss Ashton Mooday. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
I'm excited. We got a really wide range of musicians today, so let's get started. Let's spin that wheel and see who we got. It looks like it's gonna be Galway Bay by a group called Seasons. Seasons is a Celtic folk band comprised of the 6 Lee siblings. Hailing from Harrisburg, PA, the group plays both traditional Irish music and original songs and tunes, resulting in a sound both fresh and familiar. The band has 4 albums that have been played on both local and national radio stations, and the group has performed at multiple festivals, including Bethlehem Music Fest, Cutstone Folk Festival, and Celtic Fling. Check out their music on Facebook or on their website, www.seasonsmusic.com. Galway Bay is a song about the pull of a second chance of love. With that said, this is Galway Bay. And that was Galway Bay by Seasons. What do you think?
I really enjoyed that. I'm not, Celtic music isn't my thing, but I could listen to that and enjoy it, listen to it on the radio and like jam in my car to that. So,
Yeah, I really love the production value of that. It was really, although I must say, I think the mixing of the voice could be done a little bit better. I couldn't catch a few of the words sometimes, but overall, the sound, the feeling, the emotion, the pull, it sounded really forlorn,
hmm
and the instrumental breaks between each verse and chorus were really nice to just think and relax to.
absolutely. So, I love the instrumental harmony. What instruments do you know were featured in that?
Definitely. So there's, I don't know for sure, but it's a pretty sure it's a six piece. So they have a violin, obviously some sort of drums. Maybe it's a dulcimer or a harp. I couldn't tell by the timbre,
Yeah, I couldn't.
but it was really good.
It was, yeah, for sure. And I loved it, like you were saying, the instrumental sections that came in between, the vocal sections. I loved that they were reiterating that Celtic theme through that, and that it pretty much stayed the same. And to me, it sounded like a theme. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed hearing that come back several times.
Boo doo 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 doo.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
for sure. Um, I like the solo section where whether it was the dulcimer or the harp, that string instrument solo section was really nice too.
Was really nice. And
Yeah.
what a good flow too as well. One verse, standard verse, chorus, bridge, bridge, then chorus, but
hmm
still, it was new every time, and the story progressed. It was like a very much a story orientated,
hmm
and all the questions that this is a testament to the lyricism, where it's more metaphorical rather than slapping you across the face with "this is how it was."
Yeah, absolutely. I think too, like her flow was really good, like you said, but also like the rhyming scheme was pretty spot on
It
too. So
was
that was awesome.
very much like an Irish tune. I really did enjoy that. Out of 10, what do you think you would give that for you personally?
I would say 8.5 out of 10, only because, like you said, the vocal line, if that had come up a little bit more mixed into the other instruments, I felt like I could have given it a 10 out of 10.
I also wonder what it would sound like with backup vocals.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
wonder.
Yeah.
I'll give it. I'll give it I'll also give it an 8.5 as well. I really did like the spice that everyone had to say something, and it was said, and it was not overbearing because
hmm
a six-piece band is it's a big band
hmm
for all intents and purposes, and they mashed themselves together very, very well. Well done, Seasons. Well
Yeah,
done,
well done.
Galway Bay. Up next, let's see who we got. It's spinning that wheel again. Looks like it's gonna be Rose of Sharon by Vicki Rogers. Vicki Rogers is a local Christian gospel artist. She has worked with, or she is working with Redemption World Records, a Christian radio label station over in Nashville, Tennessee. This song is a love song based off of Song of Solomon 2:1 through 4, which is actually a duet. And for those who want to know, this is the scripture. It starts with a girl saying, "I am a rose of Sharon, a lily of the valleys." The guy responds, "Like a lily among thorns is my darling among the young women." Then the lady responds back, "Like an apple from a tree among the trees of the forest is my beloved among the young men. I delight to sit in his shade, and his fruit is sweet to my taste. Let him lead me to the banquet hall, and let his banner over me be love." The duet on this track is none other than Jonathan Goodwin. And with all that said, this is Rose of Sharon.
an apple tree among the trees of the forest. So is my beloved among the young men. In his shade I took great delight and sat down, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He has brought me to his banquet hall, and his banner over me is love, and his banner over me is love. Sustain me with raisin cakes, refresh me with apples, because I am lovesick, because I am lovesick, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He has brought me to his banquet hall, and his banner over me is love, and his banner over me is love. You are the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valley, like a lily among the thorns. So is my darling among the maidens. You are the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valley, like a lily among the thorns. So's my darling among the maidens.
And that was Rose of Sharon by Vicki Rogers. What'd you think?
I liked it for sure. I loved the introductory like electronic sounds. It was very calming and soothing and really got us ready for when the vocals were introduced.
Really? I had
Yeah.
a bone to pick with that, actually.
Oh,
A
really?
slight bone to pick. Yeah,
Okay.
I really wish that they were actual strings instead of
I was gonna
synthesized.
say that. I mean, you can definitely tell it sounds like MIDI MIDI instruments for sure. I guess I meant like the harmonies and stuff of and the
Gotcha.
layers of those instruments going together was nice.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But
I'll second that for sure. The instrumentation,
Mhm.
wonderful, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But I think it would shine way more had there been real instruments being recorded.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's probably on their to-do list
Yeah.
for
For
sure.
sure, cuz that can be expensive to get players, good players of those instruments
In
to
Nashville.
in Nashville, yeah.
Right.
It can be costly, but I think their voices really complemented
They
each other,
did.
like the textures of each of their voices. Like sometimes singers just don't fit well together when
That's
they do
right.
duets, and I felt like their voices were really strong together.
Yeah, I had a little bit of critique, a little bit, but I'm questioning if that's maybe adds more charm. Was that their voices always didn't line up correctly, like tempo wise, right?
Yeah.
She would stay on longer than he would, or he would stay on longer than she would, and it wouldn't, the consonants wouldn't line up or whatever.
Yeah.
But initially saw that as a problem, but then I was like, well, that kind of adds to the authenticity of like the duet of a love song, right?
Yeah, for sure.
because nothing's gonna be perfect.
Yeah. And I was going to say the only critique that I have about the vocals is that I felt like at some points where one person dropped off, they could have raised the volume of the
Of the
vocals a
other.
little bit because I just felt like, oh, that person fell off and now it seemed to have lost some of the power that it had.
It did seem like the Jonathan Goodwin, his voice was louder than
Mhm.
Vicky's at other points,
Mm-hmm.
and it never really compensated or at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that a little bit, but I think this is very cinematic. I
Yeah.
could definitely see this at like through a Bible story, or I was just thinking about, I was like, this is a great musical theater piece for like sight and sound.
Yeah. I could definitely see this in a like a rom-com too. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like in a romantic movie. I'm not completely like so what I'm looking for, familiar with the story that they're singing about in the Bible. But I will say they tell it in a way that makes you want to know more.
It does, and the way that it played with the scripture, and because they based it off the first four verses, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, as most people do with you know, Christian songs, they have
Yeah.
to extrapolate or
Yeah.
make more up, and I think it really held true to the source material.
Oh, for sure. Which is very important to the message of it, for sure.
Yeah, and another thing, I love the swell to the banner over me is love.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it hit it, it was like, oh, it's very, very, very nice.
Give you a little goosebumps.
Yeah. What would you give that out of 10?
I would say 7.
7?
7. Yeah.
I agree. 7 is a good 7.5. I think is a good one. That's where I would have it at.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a good listen, but I think if they had the actual strings, I'd bump it up to a 9.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Absolutely. Let's check out our last single to be reviewed today. Spin that wheel. Let's see who's it gonna be. It looks like Two Pieces by a band called Stillflow. Stillflow is a progressive indie rock band from Lancaster, PA, consisting of members Aaron Criswell, Alex Hart, Nate Hart, and Thunder Trithal. I'm gonna hope that's how it's pronounced. Drawing from influences such as Radiohead, Ween, and Wilco, as well as math rock outfits such as Covey, I think that's how it's pronounced, Covey and Delta Sleep, Stillflow value strong songwriting and technicality. Since forming as a duo in 2020 and writing the bulk of their songs over FaceTime, Stillflow has developed a sound all to their own. Their debut LP is expected to arrive this fall, courtesy of Giant Tortoise Productions. With that said, this is Two Pieces by Stillflow. was Two Pieces by Stillflow. What do you think?
It was very interesting in a good way. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, I know you're going to touch on this, but I was not expecting it to go on during that section where it like slowed down. And then I was like, okay, it's done. Like that was really cool. And then it was like, oh wait, there's more. And that reminded me of the song Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish,
Mm.
where she transitions from a slow ukulele like guitar effect ballad to like a harder section. And this was definitely a song that I could see at a concert being successful in showing off the instrumental abilities rather than just the vocal abilities.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is very much all right. That's my vocal talent, but here's the rest of the band's talent and what they
Mhm.
can do
Yeah,
when they're not, paying attention to singing, whatever.
absolutely.
I really did enjoy that. I think the vocals could be a little bit louder, just like a touch.
Yeah, I would definitely say the mixing of the vocals is one critique for me. And I heard harmonies during certain parts, but I
Mm.
felt like if the lead vocal was louder and then the harmony was woven in there a little bit differently, more intricately, it would have been a little bit more successful in its delivery.
Yeah, but overall, it was great. They gave me a side note to really pay attention to the instrumental, and
Mm-hmm.
wow, that was really really cool. I wonder if the lead guitarist just sat there doing that the entire time, or if they just repeated
Yeah,
whatever.
the person who is playing guitar is very talented. You know,
Yes,
that's some very hard riffs that they're playing. So kudos,
and
kudos to that person.
it did sound like it at least. It wasn't. I didn't hear any repeats of the same thing.
Yeah,
However, I do think that the line itself was repeated a bit too much.
yeah. Towards the end, yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
absolutely.
I was hoping for because the song is two pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of, well, what if it had delay and it kind of like collided with each other and then broke apart,
Yeah,
right?
that would be
Because
cool.
that's kind of what it did halfway through. It had a breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it would be really cool if it all collided together and then had that breakdown of that and developed the lick a little or the riff a
Yeah.
little bit more. But
I was gonna say the drum set player is very talented as well. I was
yeah,
like trying to tune into just the drum set, and the only critique that I have is that I heard more ride cymbal and cymbals in general overtop the rest of the parts of the instrument. So that's the only thing I have. Other than that, they were pretty crazy at their instruments. Crazy
yeah,
good.
crazy good.
Yeah.
I love I did like the slowdown when they has after they had started singing in the beginning, they continued on with the rhythm, but then it went bam bam bam,
Mm-hmm.
boom boom right back into another verse. I thought that was really cool.
The drum fills were sick.
They were so sick. They were kudos to the drummer for that. That was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. And I don't know if you caught this either, but there was a lot of background noise going on as well, like a lot of panning in the background. Did you notice that at all?
I didn't know.
It came up at when the song ended of the like
Okay.
the record scratching or whatever
Yeah.
or the tape running,
Okay.
and I caught that like through the chorus. I was like, and that was a really cool touch to because I was hearing it, but I wasn't. There's all sorts of noises that
Yeah.
happen whenever you're recording, but to hear it and have it being intentional, and I feel like it served the song better because
Mm-hmm.
the point is it's being torn apart to pieces, or you're
Yeah.
tearing me to pieces,
Yeah.
and what better way to describe that other than the sound of tape being pulled out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. For sure.
Really, really done well with the production value
Mm-hmm.
of that. I would say work on the mixing a little bit, just a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But otherwise, what would you say out of 10?
8.5?
8.5?
8.5.
I agree with that one. That
Mm-hmm.
very good. I could listen to that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, the riffs that they had, they weren't impossible to sing
Mm-hmm.
because that's like one of the main what makes a good riff, what makes a good lick, right? What
Yeah.
makes a good hook? Is it singable? Granted, I wouldn't be able to sing it on pitch,
Yeah.
but I could do the rhythm of it. And I can
Mm-hmm.
and jam along to it because there are so many people who do like technically amazing stuff like polyrhythms and all of that stupid crazy stuff that musicians like to nerd out about,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't jam to it,
Yeah.
right? This one and it wasn't. I don't think they had any. I couldn't key into it if they did, and maybe that's an added bonus to them that they
Yeah.
they hit it in that well. But I could jam along to the technicality of the guitar playing, to the rhythms, the tempo switch changes. That was it was a little bit jarring, but it flowed really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Sure.
this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Be sure to check out Ashton Mooday. Where can people find you?
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and all that good stuff. So it's just Ashton for my like music stuff now. I changed that.
And that's ASHTON
Mm-hmm.
MOODAY.
Yep.
Be sure to check out. She was actually the first song to ever be reviewed
Yeah.
on this show that we've had. If you want to follow us, please be sure to check us out anywhere. The Story Corey Rosen. That's CORYROSEN. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook here if you're watching, YouTube, anywhere you look. We'll be getting a website very soon, I hope, because that's important. And make sure you like, subscribe, share. If you have your own music, there is a link in the description. And for all of these other musicians that you've heard today, all of their links will also be in the description. If you want to check them out, please be sure to do that. With that said, we'll see you guys next time with another random co-host.
All right.
With all that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.